I'm wearing my glasses. I have some single eyeshadow pan palettes here, and you saw it in the title. Welcome to Swatch Flakes and Chill Odens Eye edition. I do have the new Jewel Shine series here from Odens Eye. I skipped on the mattes. I didn't want them, not interested, but I have the shimmers. And before you ask, this shade, I don't know how much you can tell, this actually came shattered, and I already contacted the customer service to ask for a replacement. Of course, it has been 2 hours. They haven't answered yet. So, and also I'm filming this on a weekend, so I don't expect an answer very soon, but I expect an answer this week when you watch the video. So, here you have them in all its glory. But do you know what I have to do first before we get into the swatching session? I need to tone down these lights. So let me just... Is this too dark? I'm now at 20% lighting, but... I think that's better for the swatches. So I maybe adjust the lighting once more. I just want to wait until I have the first swatches on my arm so that I can tell. So I have gotten a lot of requests to swatch this in my look video. I think that would be way too long. So this is the separate swatch video. The looks will be common. And I was also asked to compare this with Lethal Cosmetics and with Cleonad and other singles. That's a lot. I decided to swatch these, and each shade I will try to dupe either with the old Jewel Shine series. Please be aware, I do only have the chromes from last year. I do not have the shimmer shades. And I will try to find a dupe in Cleonad, because I feel like Cleonad is very, very popular amongst the chrome indie community. So I think this is a good reference point. I have an unprepped arm. I will not put any primer under there. I will not put a black base or something under there. I know that the official swatches from Cleonad are double swatched. That is a common thing in the industry, so please don't hate on them for that. I don't know. They just want to showcase the palette. It is not so much about a review. The brand wants to sell you something, so yeah, double swatching is common. Do I still think they should acknowledge this and just write a short sentence that these swatches are built up? Yes, I think they should. And before we start, let's just peek here inside. These 3 rows are the new multi-chromes. These 2 rows are the shimmers. All of them are titled Jewel Shine. Looking at this, honestly, makes me very happy. They look delicious. I already see some shades where I have a bit of a weird feeling because they look super flaky, like this one, or this one, or this one, but maybe they apply better. So I'm working in groups of 3, and what I do is I do like one full circle in the swatching. So I'm not like rubbing the shades, I'm going one circle. So we have Angelica, Luna, and Scarlet. Scarlet is one of those thick flakes. Okay. Are you able to see these? Honestly, I don't really know if you can tell where these shades are because they are very thin. They are the definition of a topper shade. So I really, really hope you can see it because I was able to kind of dupe the first 3. So we have from Cleonad Gliding, Aura, and Radiance. These are the closest in this topper thing that I was able to find. Next up from Odens Eye, we have a Lara. That is pretty. Oh, please, please tell me you can see them. Zoe and Lily. Lily and Zoe are very similar in the shift, but Zoe is more pink shifting. So for these three from Cleona, that was quite hard. Honestly, I think Lightfast here is a very good dupe to Ilara. I didn't find anything for Zoe, but underneath here we have again the shade Aura, and I think that matches Lily much better than the other shade before. How do these amazing swatch content creators please capture topper shades like this, these translucent shades? I have no fucking clue. And honestly, I'm already annoyed and we have 24 to go. But the next one will show up so much better. Oh, that shade is so flaky. Okay, we have Daisy, Grace, and Jade. Ah, no. Oh, this is so textured and flaky. I mean, with a brush, I know how to handle shades like this, but what? It feels kind of slippery. I like the flaky chromes in general, but I don't like how they swatch. When you have these and you work with them with a brush, work in super light layers. In an eye look, I would totally layer them on top of a glitter glue. So they apply on glitter glue completely different than they do with a finger on bare skin. But just so you know, disgusting. A tiny bit disgusting. Honestly, they are much more unique than I thought. It is very, very hard to find a dupe for any of these in Cleonad. And I do have quite a few Cleonad shades. Wow. That is so far actually quite impressive. So you see, I did my experiments, but nothing is really matching here. The shifts are so different. When I do my swatches in the swatch stickers, I always use for the shimmers these disposable sponge tip applicators because I just hate how much I struggle with removing glitter from my fingers and from my arm. It is so hard to remove. I'm pretty sure that in this video I will easily use up a full package of makeup remover wipes. Looks promising. So we have Logan. Oh wow, I think for that one I have a dupe. Mason. It's again a thick flaky shade. And the last one is Theo. Oh, that one. Oh boy. Oh, whew. Not gonna lie to you, they look fire. The middle one is not spot on. So the first one is Niello. It's an electric iridescent multichrome. I hope I pronounced that right. It's Niello. Then in the middle, I thought that is more similar, but it actually isn't. This is Skeptra. It's a pearlescent multichrome. And this one, come on. I don't know how the camera will pick this up, but for me, this is a spot on dupe. This is Kiln. This is a jeweled multichrome. Why are some of them so thick? I don't understand that. So next up we have Loki. Doesn't that look very similar to Theo? Odin. That's pretty. And Wyatt. Those names are super random. So I applied Theo again, and no, they're not similar at all. They do have a red base, yes, but Loki has actually some holographic vibes going on, while Theo is a true duochrome. But I think one of the most important questions is, how do they compare to Leon? Yes, Leon. I think Leon was the shade from their latest release, and here it is. Nah, they do not compare at all. The red base, yes, fine, but Leon is just a red on a black base out of the dream. So for Loki, I do not have a good dupe. Like, I don't have a dupe at all. The second one is, I'd say 30% spot on, but also not really, because the base here of Grace is dark, while this one here in Cleona, this is the shade Hild, a electric iridescent multichrome. This is much more greenish blue based, and the bottom one is a total fail. They look very promising again. So we have Carter. Ooh. Matthew. Oh, Matthew. Matthew is the boy. And Aiden. Wow. Do I have shades like Aiden? Probably. Is Aiden still beautiful? Fuck yeah. I don't know if you can tell, but there is a bit of red here at the tip of Aiden. That was just my fatty finger touching the shade Theo. So for the first shade for Carter, I found the shades, wait, which one was it? Okay, so this one is Goblet. This is an electric multichrome, but this has much more pink going on. While this here, this is Ochre. This is a deep iridescent multichrome. I think this matches Aiden much more. I'm gonna say it straight away, I have nothing that looks like Mason. As you can tell in my poor tries, I have nothing that looks like Aiden actually, which is surprising because I swear to you that I've seen a shade like this in my collection before, but it's not from Cleonet. Oh, and if you're curious what I did here, this here is the shade Gargoyle. This is a jeweled multichrome. Then I tried the shade Carving. This is a glitter multichrome. Underneath we have the shade Sculptured. This is an earth vibrant multichrome. And this one, oh my god, which one did I swatch? I think this is Coat of Arms. This is a hybrid multichrome. But it also could be Earthgate. I'm sorry. I just basically dabbled my fingers in here and then I just started to swatch like a very excited little child. To be honest, we're now done with the chrome shades. We're now heading into the shimmers. I think Odens Eye, once again, misused the word multichrome. A multichrome is a shade that shifts into more than two. I think these are duochromes. Not that there is anything bad with a duochrome. I love a good duochrome. But they're not multichromes. Some of these are duochromes with a holographic finish. But I don't think that any of these are really multichromes. What do you think? Do you think these are multichromes or are they duochromes? But now into the shimmers. They feel different. The first three feel different. So we have Freya. Could be one of the topper shades too, couldn't it? Idun, it's probably a Norse name. This is the one that came broken, but I pressed it back. And Sif. They're more low light colors, aren't they? The first shade here actually immediately made me think of Lola from the first line, but Lola has purple and maybe a bit of teal even going on. The second shade here actually, let me swatch it here, reminded me of Judy from the first collection, but again, different. I feel like these two, Lola and Judy, are the duochrome version of these two here, of Freya and Idun. It feels a bit like they took the second pigment out of these shades to create them in a normal shimmer formulation. Therefore, I will not compare them now with Cleonat because Cleonat are all multi and duochromes. That would be unfair. So next up we have Soul, very pretty orange. Saga, kind of a rosy rose metal shade, rose quartz shade. And Nana. That green dot here, again, the fat fingers who touched the shade Aiden that is on top of it. pretty and solid shimmers, honestly. In the next row, we have Mody, M-O-D-Y, V or V, I don't know, it's V-E, and Oscar. Honestly, that Mody shade, very similar. No, okay, this is much more bronzy, warmish. This one is true pinky rose. Honestly, they don't get me so much. Do you know what I mean? They look nice, they look pretty, and I get where I will use them, but the chromes are better. The chromes are better. Let me keep them on because we only have 3 to go, and this is Albin. That's a very pretty shade. Why are these 3 feeling so similar? I don't know. Niels, Swampy Shimmer Green. Oh, that swatch is not that good. And the last one is Bragi, whatever. Let me remove them while I kind of brainstorm my thoughts a bit with you. I don't think that disappointed is the right term to describe my feelings. In my head, I might have hyped them up a bit more than they should have been hyped. I was excited for them. I still am. So I'm very curious how they will perform with a brush on the eyes. I know a lot of people always ask, yeah, but how fast do they crease? Honestly, this is not a question that I can answer because I always double prime. I use an eye primer and I use a glitter glue, and I sometimes even specifically set them with setting spray when I set my face. So the crease topic is for me a bit hard always to answer, but let me tell you now from touching them, I have a feeling that people who not go this super unnecessary extra mile like I do, they might experience a strong creasing. They feel creamy, they feel soft to the touch. With some of these shades, I even go so far and say they feel squishy wet. I think it's kind of unfair to say this without having them performed on the eyes. So based on the swatches, this is truly based on how they feel, how they touch, how they swatched. We might have a bit of a downgrade in this. I can be completely wrong, and with a brush and primer that I always use, they will be the most amazing shadows ever. That's why swatches never tell the whole story. So this is just one part of the story. But purely judged from the swatches, the old collection feels better. They feel and they look, honestly, they look different. They look stiffer. They look better pressed in the pan. These, some of them, you know, this one, you can see the flakes. They are Adept Minka level flakes. Glam Shop PL level flakes. Not the toppers. Well, aside these 2 here in the center. The other 4 are fine. But some of these here felt so squishy. Was that the same feeling that you had with the first round of these? The ones that were leaking oils? I don't know. Really have to gather my thoughts when I do the looks. I really do not know what I myself expected from this video, from the swatching session. I have no clue. I don't know what you expected, but I said it in my You Don't Need That Shit last week that if they are bad, I'm heartbroken. And at the moment, the excitement that I had is kind of fading away. I am excited for the looks that I will do. Of course, since these are all shimmer shades, I will incorporate other mattes, but to keep it in an Odens Eye manner for the 3 looks, or at this point I plan 3 looks. Maybe I have time for 5, but I will do 3 looks for a very first impression video on the application. I will incorporate only Odens Eye mattes so that we at least stay in the brand. How do you feel now? What do you think from what you have seen? If you have seen anything, I mean, Edit Me will probably be very mad when in the video there is nearly nothing to be seen, and I hope I was able to capture at least a little bit. So tell me, how do you feel now? Did I waste my money? Be honest with me. Make sure you're subscribed so you do not miss the video that I will do with these. And yeah, I hope I can see you in the next one.